Well, I finally got my hands on the brand new INKEE Falcon Plus to put it to the test with my GoPro Hero 10. And I have to say, I was not disappointed. So the INKEE Falcon Plus is a 3-axis gimbal that you can use with your GoPro cameras. Now INKEE does say that the INKEE Falcon Plus will support GoPros from the Hero 5 all the way up to the Hero 10. I tested this with the GoPro Hero 10 because the Hero 10 is the newest GoPro on the market right now, and I wanted to make sure this was fully compatible and functional. So if you've used the INKEE Falcon before, this looks and feels really similar to the original, but there are some big differences on here, and I'm going to highlight those for you. Let's get this powered on. All right, so right away, the first difference you might notice here is my GoPro is in the Media Mod. On the original INKEE Falcon, you were not able to use the Media Mod with your GoPro. It simply would not fit. So one of the biggest differences with the INKEE Falcon Plus is you can use the Media Mod with your GoPro. Now that is huge. That is a game changer to me because a lot of the time when I'm using my GoPro, I want this Media Mod because I want to be able to use an external microphone on here, or at least the better mics that are available with the Media Mod. So on the INKEE Falcon, I simply did not have a good option for using external audio or better audio. I had to use the built-in GoPro audio. And the nice thing is there's plenty of room on here. Like you can see here, it's not tight to this. And down here, this also could extend out further. So if I needed to mount a mic receiver on the side here instead of on the top, there is room to do that. Some other things that I like about this is I think it's easier to balance the INKEE Falcon Plus than it was with the INKEE Falcon. And it might just be that the INKEE Falcon Plus is a little more forgiving if it's not perfectly balanced. But with the INKEE Falcon, if it wasn't perfectly balanced, I found my camera would jitter and shake really easily. The motors did not like it if it wasn't perfectly balanced. So I do have a separate video that will show you how to set this up and balance your GoPro on it right out of the box. I have linked to that above. In today's video, I'm not going to show you how to do that. I'm simply offering you my thoughts on the INKEE Falcon Plus and my experience with it. And I'm also going to show you some sample footage. If you've used the INKEE Falcon, you'll find this is very similar. It's very familiar and comfortable, which I like. It's got the same buttons here on the back, and it's got the same ones here on the side. So it's nice to have a familiar product. It's also, of course, got this down here, the optional mount where you can set it up as a tripod. You also can remove that. You don't have to have it on there. You can just use it handheld like this. That's one of my favorite parts of the INKEE Falcon Plus is it has a very small footprint. When you're not using this, it's super easy to fold it up and put it in the bag that comes with it. And then you can store it in your gear. You don't have to have it out. It doesn't take up a lot of room, so I do like that about it. So one thing that I noticed also about the INKEE Falcon Plus that's a big improvement is getting the GoPro connected to this is both easier and it's more responsive. So right now I hit the record button, it's instant. Hit the record button again, it stops right away. Hit the power button. The GoPro powers off along with the INKEE Falcon Plus. So on the original INKEE Falcon, I would find that at times this would get buggy. I would hit the power button on the INKEE Falcon and the Falcon would power on, but the GoPro would not. It would just be here dark, no powering on. Then I had to manually power it on, and then I would find that the connection had broken between these two. Getting your GoPro paired with the Falcon Plus is something I also show you in the setup video that I linked to. It takes a little bit the first time because the instructions are not the best. So if I had to pick one negative with this so far, the instructions that come with this are not the greatest, and that's why I made the video that shows you how to set it up, get it balanced, and sync it. The instructions are pretty good at showing you how to balance it, but they miss one key step with syncing it. When you're connecting your GoPro via Bluetooth to this, there is a button you have to push 8 times in a row. If you don't do that 8 times in a row, it's never going to pair. The GoPro is just gonna sit there spinning, it's never going to connect. So that's one thing that should have been included in the instructions and was not. So I definitely made sure I included that in my video so that you have 100% of the steps you need to set this up. So I'm gonna show you this again. I'm gonna hit the button to power it on. Very fast, very responsive. And I've turned this off and on over and over, including outside and inside here. And there's not been a single time where these did not power on together. So far that is a very positive sign. I did check the Falcon Plus for firmware updates out of the box. So far, no firmware updates. I did use their app. They have a QR code that you can use to download the app on iOS or Android. The app is not great. I would say that the app works a little bit better with this, but the app and the instructions would be the two weaknesses that I would say are not super helpful with this. But at the end of the day, I care more about this product working well, and this product did not disappoint. It worked really well. In some of my footage here, you'll see that I was running with this, I was doing some panning around, and what I noticed with this compared to the original Falcon is there's a lot less of this and this. It's much smoother. And it is important to note that all of the footage I filmed with the GoPro on here, I did have Hypersmooth turned off. So I had not a bit of stabilization coming from the GoPro. The stabilization is entirely from the INKEE Falcon Plus. A good gimbal should not require you to have stabilization turned on because that's the point of the gimbal. The gimbal is supposed to stabilize your footage. And that's particularly important if you're using your GoPro in low light, or if you're using it with the anamorphic lens, when you cannot have stabilization on at all. You need a gimbal that's gonna be dependable and not have too much wobble or shake to it. So as you'll see in my sample clips here, there is not much wobble or shake at all. I've got this in 5.3K and there is no stabilization turned on whatsoever. Hypersmooth is completely off. So all stabilization here is entirely on the INKEE Falcon Plus. And I've got the Media Mod on here, of course, for the audio. I don't have my external mic hooked up to the Media Mod right now. I just have the audio out of the Media Mod. And of course, that is one of the advantages of the INKEE Falcon Plus, is you can do the Media Mod with this, whereas with the INKEE Falcon, you could not do the Media Mod. The GoPro would not fit on there. So let's put this through the run test. So all in all, the INKEE Falcon Plus is a significant upgrade to the original INKEE Falcon. Obviously, the biggest deal is that you can use the Media Mod on here now, but at the same time, all of the other controls seem to be much snappier and much more responsive. And I haven't had any issues so far with these not staying synced once I've synced them. So if you don't already have a gimbal for your GoPro, or if you're looking for a gimbal that has a small footprint and works well, I definitely recommend checking out the INKEE Falcon Plus. I've linked to it in the description below. And from time to time, there are sales on this, so I definitely recommend checking that out as well. There will be times where when I know of a sale or a promo code, I will add those to the description so that you will get the best deal possible on this great product. Until we talk again, happy GoProing.